Before I bring on our first speaker, I just want to let you know this guy, Blaine Williams, that I had the pleasure of meeting and partnering with. Out of my 14 years of network marketing, I've seen some leaders at the very top that I've known well. I see people throughout the industry. I know the industry very well. I watch everything on Business for Home. I know exactly what's going on. And I can just say that we're all privileged and honored to have a mentor in the organization, not my downline, my business partner. What he brings to the party of knowledge and experience and commitment and belief in each and every one of you. It's a privilege and honor to introduce you to Mr. Blaine, Coach Blaine Williams. Take it away, Blaine.
Very nice. Hey, good to see everybody. Let's see on the screen, everybody on screen one. Let's get a big wave and a big hello so the camera can catch you. Make sure you're alive. I don't know if you need to wave. I just want to make sure you're not asleep. Let's go over to page 2 real quick. Let's get you waving on page 2. There you are. Look at that. What a good-looking crew. Oh, my God. Just amazing. Hey, Jack, good to see you over there, buddy. Look at David Turner. Good-looking David. Big smile. All right, let's jump into it. We've got a limited time, and I could probably spend a month with you and not slow down, but I'm going to take about 5 minutes because I cannot wait to hear what Michael Renz is going to be showing to us tonight. I want to just commend everybody. I was a collegiate football coach for quite a long time. And in football, you have a team, and then you have specialty groups or disciplines. So you have the offensive line, the defensive line, linebackers, defensive ends, defensive backs. You have the offensive backs, wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Well, please leave your message at the tone. And listen, that's why we ask everybody to self-discipline and mute out. And when I'm going to do this, everybody, Mike is such a nice guy. He's never going to do what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to be the bad cop. If you come on a webinar and your camera's on, it's not time to eat your dinner with a fork and chewing with your mouth in front of the camera, because there are some people that actually want to get the deal and they're wanting to come over and have dinner with you. The other thing is, if you're going to get up and walk away from your computer, turn your camera off so that nobody else is seeing you leave the information. I'm an ex-football coach, and let me tell you something that I demanded with my athletes, and that is that I got their attention when things were important. And tonight is very, very important to your financial future. Are you guys okay with me talking directly with you? I know you're not all on my team, but I think we got to make a decision to get it on and get the job done. And just like those teams, wide receivers, defensive backs, linebackers, tight ends, and all that, they all have different coaches, okay? But they're all one team. Like Chuck Thomas, two-time Super Bowl champ with the 49ers, my dear friend for the last 23 years. He knows all about this, and many of you know all about this. That's what it's like being here on this team. We're all on the same team. And you have different coaches. You got Jason, Mitch, me, you got Michael Renz, you got yourself, your leaders, Rebecca. And what I want you to realize is that we all have different personalities and different ways of approaching it, but at the end of the day, the goal is to become free and become rich. Listen, I've been in network marketing for 40 years. I wouldn't be doing this if I couldn't get rich. I would not get into any business just because I wanted another social event. You get into a business to make money and to become financially independent. You hear me? Yes, no, indifferent? I don't want to offend anybody, but this is not a religious experience here. This is not a social group. It's the group of entrepreneurs that have one dedication, that is to become financially independent and to help other people become financially independent. And in the process, we become great friends. Just like the team that wins the Super Bowl, they will be all best buddies on that day, that Super Bowl team. They may not like each other the rest of the year, but they will be best friends when they're holding that Lombardi trophy. Are you hearing me, everybody? So I want to just say this to you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you want to make sure you become really, really good at. Really good at. Number one, you want to be really good at prospecting. Non-stop, 24/7, all the time. You're meeting people, you're talking to people, you're buying leads, you're going online, you're getting your phone out. The bottom line is be a 24/7 prospecting machine. What does that mean? Does that mean you're getting everybody in the business? When you prospect someone, you're not even talking to them about the business. You're saying hello to them. You're getting to know them. You're showing an interest in them. People want to be around people that show an interest. You're putting them on your name list so you can call them back later. If the second you meet someone, you're jumping on top of them, holding them down on the ground, and sticking those tablets in their face, you're probably going to have a tough time with this because people don't like being pounced on. Nobody wants to get got, but I'm going to tell you, everybody wants to have their dreams come true. Prospecting all the time. The second thing, you want to be great at contacting people. Keep it simple, keep it light, make a phone call. I met you at the mall, I met you at the parent-teacher meeting, I met you at such and such place. I called you because I thought you were an impressive person. Are you open to a way to generate some more money? Are you open? Listen, I've got a business that specializes in help people save money on fuel. Would you be interested? Now, myself, 100% of the time, I approach people with the idea of having a business. I think everybody wants to have a better financial future and have a better mousetrap, so I approach them with that. If they tell me no, they're not interested, I can always default to the fuel pill. But I'm not suggesting how you do it. I'm simply saying, when you make a contact, tell the people the purpose of your call. You make a contact. You know what I will tell you right now? You got to go through a lot of no's to get the right yeses. You got to go through a lot of no's to get the right yeses. So when you call someone, it doesn't matter what kind of no you get. It's one step closer to a yes. You know what I'm saying, right? So you got to be willing to get the no's to get to your yes. And when someone says no, say, thank you very much. It makes me closer to what I'm looking for. They say, what's that? Someone who's got an ambition and a dream. Thank you very much. And then go on to the next. Some will, some won't. So what next? So you got to contact. And let me tell you something. For anybody in here that's got a little inhibition of contacting, just ask yourself, would you rather get over that inhibition or would you rather be broke? Would you rather get over that uncomfortable feeling and that procrastination, or would you rather have the bill collectors calling you, struggling with your life? Let me tell you something. There's nothing quite so sweet as becoming financially independent. Owning your house, not having a mortgage payment. Having your cars all paid for. Having money in the bank. How many of you would agree that that is a really good life to go after? The third thing I'm going to tell you about is you got to be able to present. The best way to present is to show them a video. You can do the presentation yourself, but you know what? Show them a video. Get them on the phone with someone else. Let them do the talking. The more they think that you don't need to know much to do this, the more likely they are to do it with you. So don't make it all about yourself, but somehow, some way, when you got a contact, present the program. The next thing is follow-up. A follow-up is not the time to close them. We're not in the closing business. We're in the questioning business. So when you do a follow-up, just ask them, what did you like about what you saw? Is there anything about what you saw that made sense to you? Does the idea of saving money on your fuel make sense to you? If you could generate a business that could have an ever-growing income, would you like it? These are a few things that you can use in a follow-up. At the end of the day, when they answer the question, repeat it back to them. Like I'm talking to Michael Renz. I'll mute your line, Michael. I'm talking to Michael Renz, and I say, Michael, what did you see when you looked at the presentation that made sense to you? Go ahead and unmute your line, Michael.
Well, I seen that it can save people money, and obviously I'd be interested in making money or learning how.
Now watch this. You heard, everybody heard what Michael said, right? Mirror what Michael said. So Michael, what I'm hearing you say is the idea of helping people is important to you. Is that right? Is that right?
Yep.
And the idea of helping them make money is a big deal, correct?
Exactly.
And the idea of making more money for yourself and your family would be a big deal.
There'd be a lot of guitars and a couple more cars. Yeah, freedom.
Hey, I like that. That's a rhyme and you didn't even know it. A lot of guitars and some more hot cars. Hey, listen, Michael, I can't see any reason at all why you wouldn't want to move forward with me here. This is not mortgage payment money. How would you like to get started right away and start making some money together and have some fun?
Well,
And so you do the follow-up. And then lastly, get your goal card out, whatever goal card you have. My buddy Rick Barton and I are doing a 90-day commitment on setting our goals, writing them down, putting them on a card, affirming them, bringing them into the present together. And I'm doing that with a few other people as well. Why? Because thoughts become things. What you think about, you bring about. You got to do it. So then what you do is you write down your goals and you make them happen. How do you make them happen? You think about your dreams, you write those dreams down on a card, and then you live in that dream now while you're making it to become a physical reality. Now that may not make sense to anybody, so come back to some more of my trainings and we'll make sense out of it. The last thing I'm going to tell you before I kick back over to Michael, when you bring a brand new person in, take the responsibility to be their leader, not their babysitter, not their mom. If they can't keep their word and show up, or they're late for appointments every time they have an appointment set, they're not the person you want to be in business with. Can you imagine having a doctor in your clinic and the doctor can't show up for the patient? I'd fire him, wouldn't you? So what I'm saying is that when you're bringing people in, you're looking for people that are hungry, motivated, and willing to work. And here's what your job is as a leader. You ready? 3 things. Number 1, to help them become active by making sure they get their first order in. It should be one of the kits. I recommend the $2.99 package because that empowers them with more product, but the $1.99 is fine. But whatever one you do, get them in. Either one is not much for starting a business. Now they're active because they've got an order in. You understand that? That makes them active. Number 2, you got to help them to get qualified. How? By helping them bring one in that is placed on the left and one in that's placed on the right. Not someone you bring in. Do not give your people to anybody. Those people are not chattel. You have no right to give them away to someone else. They came in because they wanted to be in with you. They wanted you to be their leader. But that person you're working with has got a phone that's got 200 to 500 people in it. You tell them, I want you to look through your phone and pick out 20 people you know that want to make money. And you get this message in front of those 20 people and recruit 2, hire 2, bring in 2, and place one left and one right, and that makes them qualified. And the third thing is, it gets them a check. Those are the 3 high priorities. Get them active, get them qualified, one left, one right, out of their phone, out of their name list, and talk to them about what a King Kong in the jungle they are for doing that. And then talk to them about going in and looking at their back office and seeing their money. Man, people get a check for 40, 60, 80, $100 in the first week or 2. That is a lot of money. I don't know about you guys. If I find $20 in a pair of pants in my closet, I don't tell my wife. You bring in 2 people and they get 60, 80, 100, $200. That is a life-changing experience that most people have never experienced in network marketing. That's my thoughts for the evening. I'm going to turn this back over to the well-equipped Michael Renz, Double Diamond, and I hope it's helpful for you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Blaine. And just so you know, there's 10 people at the Emerald level to the Diamond, Double Diamond, Triple Diamond, and you just heard from a top 10 in the company.